It's a 10-inch wide espresso powerhouse. Some feel it produces espresso with flavor of greater clarity.
It's a rather unique machine. It has a heat exchange boiler with PID and an electronically heated group head.
Hey espresso lovers, Marc and Morgan here from WholeLatteLove.com with an in-depth look at the Bezzera BZ07, specifically the DE model with PID.
Now that DE designation signifies electronic dosing, so on the front you have programmable buttons for single and double shot volumes. The third button gives you manual control for starting a shot and stopping it whenever you like.
In the past, we've looked at the Bezzera BZ10. If you'd like to check out that video, you can use the link right up here.
The 07 and 10 are very similar machines. In fact, internal specs and hydraulics are nearly identical. The big difference, the 07 has electronic dosing, and on this model, PID temperature control of that heat exchange boiler.
So Mark, let's talk about the PID. In single and dual boiler machines, its value in producing accurate brew temps is easy to understand because it directly controls brew water temp. But the BZ07 has a heat exchange boiler, so that PID is really controlling temperature of the steam.
With no PID control, temperature always overshoots when a boiler reheats. The beauty of PID is using logic to gently arrive precisely at a set temperature with no overshoot.
With that in mind, what users report liking about this machine is the consistency of brew temps.
Right, like any heat exchange machine, you're going to do a flush before pulling a shot to remove overheated brew water. Now with other machines, that involves some guesswork because it's difficult to know where the machine is in its heating and recovery cycle.
So with the PID, you always know the temperatures, when the machine is recovered, and that it didn't overshoot. So no guessing about how long to flush. It doesn't matter if the machine just recovered from brewing or steaming, or if it's been sitting idle for half an hour. A 3-second flush should always give you the same brew temperature.
Yeah, so no guessing about your flush times at all. With the PID, it's a lot easier to let flavor be your guide. If your shot is a little bitter, flush a little longer. If it's sour, decrease the flush time. And like you said, it doesn't matter when you brewed or steamed last.
The BZ07 has the electrically heated group head, and that helps with brew temperature consistency.
Right, what many users say is there's greater clarity in espresso flavor with this setup as compared to HX machines with an E61 group. And with a vibration pump, which ramps up pressure at the start, you get a form of pre-infusion like you might have with an E61 group.
As we mentioned, the BZ07 is very similar internally to the BZ10. It's on the outside where things are a little bit different. You still have the joystick controls for steam and hot water, but on the 07, the hot water is grouped on the left side next to the steam.
So push up on the steam control and it locks on. Push down and it's momentary. The hot water control is momentary only. Another big difference is programmable electronic dosing on the BZ07 DE model. It has buttons for singles and doubles, and the manual button, which if held down for 5 seconds, enters volume programming for the other buttons.
Steaming is through a 2-hole tip, and with a 1.5-liter nickel-plated copper boiler with brass end plates, you'll have plenty of steaming power and just a 40-second recovery after 20 ounces of steam production. So no matter what you're doing, by the time you grind, tamp, and load, the machine is ready to crank out drinks continuously.
Up front, a dual needle gauge monitors steam pressure up top and brew pressure on the bottom. The portafilter has an angled handle. When on a counter, that angle leaves the filter basket parallel for even tamping.
Up top, a cup warming surface, and at the rear, a panel lifts off to access a 3-liter removable water tank.
So overall, the BZ07 is a powerful little machine. It's just 10 inches wide, and as we mentioned, many users report increased clarity of flavor in espresso as compared to that from a heat exchange machine with an E61 group.
They also appreciate how quickly it recovers, and with the PID, it always recovers to the same temperature. That capability takes most of the guesswork out of timing a flush before brewing.
That's the Bezzera BZ07 PID with electronic dosing. It's available now at WholeLatteLove.com. I'm Mark.
And I'm Morgan. Thanks for watching, and we hope you'll come back soon for more on everything coffee.
Hey, why not subscribe now for easy free access to more videos on everything coffee, brought to you by WholeLatteLove.com.